I promise that Betsy will not withhold any numbers from you.
No. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly here in 3 News Weather Team. I'll tell you what, we do have actually some complications coming tomorrow. Could get a little sloppy. Not crazy, but just kind of sloppy. It's one of those days that you're going to go, here we go again. Let me show you what I mean. We are talking about some weather impacts for your day tomorrow, and I think, again, things are not going to be overall terrible. So we're going to call it a snow mix for the day tomorrow, kind of the slush factor. And that wet snow mix will be moving in mid-morning through midday into the early afternoon. So I really think you're going to get to work okay and you're going to get home from work okay. It's things that are kind of in the middle of the day that could get a little sloppy. Temperatures for the overnight, we're expecting to hold here in the upper 30s through the midnight hour. Into the early morning, we're going to dive into the low 30s, and that's because we do have colder air coming in. So this is really where we're kind of riding the line on all of this. We have cooler air that's locked up with a storm system that's right on the edge of much colder air that will be sweeping in for tomorrow morning. At the same time, we have moisture that's coming at us from the south. So that's going to lay down a little bit of a boundary. Things can change north to south. We could have a difference of a couple degrees here and there, but I really think we are going to end up with kind of a mix, and it's tough to nail it down. So let's talk about it in your National Designer hour-by-hour forecast. Through 9 p.m., we're still hanging out here in the 30s, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. We'll really see the clouds thicken up overnight. So tomorrow morning, cloudy. Don't expect to see any sunshine. And note that the temperatures are in the low 30s. That sets the stage that as we have some moisture moving in, we could have a brief window where we get some spotty freezing rain. I do not anticipate this as being a major impact on the roadways, but if you park your car outside, you may have to scrape off some of that little bit of a coating, you know, the little dots of ice. All right, after that goes through, now we start to keep an eye on where the freezing line is going to be. It's going to be very diffuse. It is not going to be a defined line. And so that's where we get into this idea that we're going to have rain and or snow all over northern Ohio, mid-morning through midday, and into the early afternoon. Note that at times this will be more snow than rain. It's the kind of stuff that hits the windshield, and it's not all ice crystals and it's not all liquid. It kind of splats when it hits. That will continue into early afternoon, and we may have a light coating of slush in the area, but by evening it's all out of here. So it's a brief window when we're probably going to be seeing that. Then the northwest wind kicks in and we may have some isolated lake effect snow showers that really aren't going to add a whole lot to what we get. So as far as accumulations go, keep in mind this will be very wet and slushy. Most likely we get a quick accumulation and then it would melt off. So we are not anticipating significant impacts. That is some definite great news for us. So 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., that's the general window of when this slushy snow mix will come in. I'm going to say allow some extra drive time because you know how people can be when things get a little bit cantankerous as far as the weather goes. Then we have to talk about Friday, because I think Friday is going to be a little bit bigger deal for us. Our storm system today is going to continue to move into the Ohio Valley tonight into tomorrow. That's out of here tomorrow evening. Then we keep an eye on this. This is a much more robust system. It is a clipper system, and it's also going to bring back more significant cold air with it on the backside. So as of right now, I think Friday we're probably looking at a widespread 1 to maybe 3 inches of snow all across northern Ohio. Then we're going to throw in the lake effect on the backside of that will linger all the way through Saturday, and that much colder air is also going to be coming in. So we are keeping an eye on Friday. 1 to 3 inches of snow, I think we can handle that as of right now, but there will be some impacts in the area. So we're keeping an eye on that for any weather impact alerts that we may need to know about. As far as the rest of your Union Home Mortgage forecast goes, the cold air is here for the weekend, and then it's out of here. We make a nice turn back to more mild air, which this is the time of the year when people really don't necessarily want the mild air. But here we go. We're going to end up with rain showers that kind of hang around for our Christmas day.
You don't like the mild air of Christmas time. I know that.
I don't.
Right? Okay.
Thank you. You know me so well.
I do. I'm okay with it, by the way. But Betsy, how about you? What do you think?
I'm ready to go skiing. As long as it doesn't mess up the skiing, I'm good.
All right, good. Well,
Fair enough. Thank you.
she's not getting snow for Christmas, apparently.
She is not.
None of us are.
She's been naughty.